I got a bone to pick with you.
What happened?
I'm so mad at you.
Why are you mad at me?
Because you like Batman. And we're back. I'm here with my guest, Jeff Allen, and we're in front of the iconic Warner Brothers Studios. You see the water tower in the back.
It's where the Animaniacs live.
Animaniacs live inside that thing. Wacko, Jacko, and Dot. Is that it? I don't know. I hate that show. I love Looney Tunes, though. Don't get me wrong. And I've worked at Warner Brothers for several years, most of my career, I believe. So I have nothing bad to say about him, except Batman movies, Batman, everything Batman that was ever made by Warner Brothers or anyone else, live action, garbage. What say you, Jeff Allen?
Well, I got to say something into the camera real quick. Babe, I can't kill him. He's my friend. And he's also the host of the show. And, all right, but, okay, much like Daredevil's TV incarnation and Judge Dredd's live action incarnations, I have a love-hate relationship with the movies and the film adaptations. And I mean, I was always a complainer about the first Batman. I hated how short Michael Keaton was compared to Jack Nicholson. Like the famous scene where he sets Jack Nicholson down and he's still looking up at him.
Yeah.
Like, just put him on an apple box. They learned with Robert Downey Jr., to just, raise him up. Come on, man. And I think that's why James Gunn fired Henry Cavill.
Why, is he short?
He's shorter than Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's 6-something. I think Henry Cavill might be 6 foot, but this new guy is like 6'4", 6'5", I think. And Henry Cavill also has little Ed McGuinness arms. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh.
Yeah, the first Batman movie, I was on the fence about, I didn't know, but when I saw the very first picture of Michael Keaton in the bat suit, I freaked the fuck out. Because I just yelled and I turned around and I fell on the fucking living room floor. It was the Sunday calendar. Because back then you didn't have the internet. And that was the very first image of him standing in front of the Batmobile.
Right.
In the sculpted suit. Okay. With the black makeup around the eyes.
And you liked it. I don't understand. You're
saying you loved it.
Okay.
Because I never imagined that's how they would make him look. Because all we had before that was Adam West in the skin-tight leotards.
A story kind of similar to that. My dad, I grew up, and my father was a city editor of our newspaper in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So we had AP photos. I remember he'd get 8 by 10 glossies, and then they put them,
Alien pussy?
So one day over the wire, he got an 8 by 10 glossy, brought it home for me because he knew I'd love it. It was a shot from the Spider-Man TV show that was being made. I'm like, what is happening? And it was a shot of him swinging, and I think it was a shot of him climbing on the wall.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't imagine this happening in real life.
Yeah.
It was the biggest mind blow. And it was a faraway shot. It was black and white photo, but it was probably the same reaction you had of seeing that shit Michael Keaton. So when you saw those fucking dumb eyeballs with the black makeup around
I thought it was brilliant.
Why? Have you ever seen Batman look like that? Ever before that? You've seen Batman comics before the fucking
have you seen Adam
Burton.
West as Batman?
Yeah.
I rest my case.
But that was kind of...
That was the 60s.
Was wrong. That wasn't... That was just... I chalk that up to just being hey, we don't give a shit. Let's put his bat signal down on his belly. They don't care. Give him the fucking big granny panties.
But you have to think about my mindset.
All right.
What I had to compare it to.
All right.
And how are they going to do white eyes? And I was thinking, well, maybe they just put the contacts in.
All right.
I didn't know back then that you couldn't see, when you're doing that.
What?
You can't see through your white contacts if you're doing the complete zombie eye.
Dude.
I don't know. And I was thinking, how are they going to do his white eyes? And then when they did the black makeup around the eyes, And it's kind of like Shadow, because we get that revealed at the end of Batman Returns where he rips his fucking mask off, which my brother didn't see in the fucking theater. He didn't catch that. I'm like, how do you not catch this? All of a sudden the black makeup's gone and then he rips it off. Like all of a sudden, it's like, where'd it go? But it's like, I get it. It's kind of like, it's kind of like shading. It's like, oh, his eyes are in shadow. It's what they should have done to Frank Langella's Skeletor. Give him some eyeshadow, man. Don't just keep it all white and let the light.
Yeah. That would have helped Skeletor.
But yeah, Skeletor. Look at Adam West's mask, his cowl, right? He's got, what does he have on over his eye holes?
Yeah, his eyebrows.
Drawn eyebrows.
Yes.
So they sculpt them on this one, right? His eyes look stupid in the little cutouts. So what do? They give him bigger eye cutouts so that he can see. But now it's like, oh, we got all this white skin showing through. What do? Paint it black.
My argument is that they've never gotten the suit right, and never, from the TV show in '66 all the way to the end last one that I haven't seen half of the ones. They're just terrible to me.
What about Batman v
He's
Superman?
Iron Man. He's just basically Iron Man, which is stupid. It's just, all right, I've told you this before. I've said this to whoever listened to me, is that he should be a ninja. He should be dressed like a ninja. He should be wearing cloth. Because where's the jeopardy? Like, what if somebody kind of gets a lucky shot into his face, like in his mouth area? Like, he's bulletproof everywhere. So, all right, what's the point of just take a punch from one of the bad guys? Take a shot, which he does. It's terrible. Make him like ink, like black ink that moves around and you can't see him. And that way it's like more of a shadow, like Ninja Assassin, like that movie. What is it, 2010 maybe? I don't know. Those guys were just in the shadows, and that's how, because he's a martial artist. I think he moves terrible. He fights. It's kind of like how Iron Fist, if you saw Iron Fist, how he fought that dumb blonde kid. He wasn't a martial arts kid. He was like running up the wall doing the same punches that Daredevil was doing. I hate it. I hate the 3-point landing. That's the most hated one. And then the second most hated is the run up the wall and a right cross. I hate that too. So
I got to bring this up. Did you like my 3-point landing that I did with shot put? Do you remember that?
Don't remember.
He nailed his 3-point landing. It's when he goes.
Did he say it just like in Deadpool?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. You ever see the show Home Improvement? That's really funny too.
You got to look it up and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But,
no, I don't doubt it. Shot put's hilarious if you want to see Jeff's
shot put.
We'll put it in the link below.
I agree with you. Like, I think the latest Batman movie is the best Batman movie to be made because it's the most like Batman has been portrayed. Even though he's too young, he's too armored up, and it's way more realistic. I think that's a brilliant comparison to Ninja Assassin. What was that guy's name? He was like a Korean singer or something.
Yeah, that's who
Sky or something like that.
Right.
And he was in Speed Racer, which is fucking great. I almost put that as a Christmas movie earlier, but I was like, there's like snow when they're fighting. Does that make it Christmas? And that was James McTeague. He was a Wachowski's co-director or assistant director, right? And he did V for Vendetta as well. Yeah, that was fun. And who was the main villain in that? Do you remember?
No.
Sho Kosugi. Fucking Sho Kosugi.
Going back to the ninjas. Well,
Yeah.
The last Batman I did see, I liked his cowl, how it kind of was high up, that was kind of cool. Then he had his armor, he looked like an idiot. But I think he should have, and his dumb eyes. But I liked the soundtrack. I liked the music. It was like piano. It was just all piano. Like, it was really cool. It was just this.
I just remember cellos or something. The boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
and when you say that, like the Nirvana song, like over and over and over again.
Remember that.
Fucking
But
crazy.
it was just another one of those downer, like Zack Snyder-ish fucking the world sucks kind of. I'm just this sad, melancholy douchebag. I'm done with that shit, man. And not that I want Batman running around like sunshine and rainbows, but it's just when you just lean into this tragedy and darkness all the time, it gets so tiresome.
Yeah, you know what?
Huh?
It's funny because, like I said, this is the best representation of Batman, in my opinion, because he's a detective and he's in costume most of the film. So if they get Batman right, they don't get Bruce Wayne right. Because Bruce Wayne should be, you know, like, just like, oh, hey, like trying to play it. This is his very, like, first couple years as Batman, right? You know, so he hasn't been Batman for a while. So you give him a break.
Right.
You give him a pass, like, all right. But I was hoping Batman 2 would take place years later. They'd do a huge time jump and it'd be like, okay, now this is more the Batman that we grew up with. And then they'll go even more for the third film. But I guess it takes place like right after the Penguin TV series.
Oh, the Penguin, I got to say. Well, I never saw the series. I hear it's good, but I think what's his name was amazing. I don't want to keep, but everybody's saying he's amazing because he is. What's the guy? The Irish kid who plays the Penguin in the last Batman. Amazing role. I didn't even know that was him. It's just so great. But anyways, what the fuck was I going to say? Okay, so here's another thing. So going back on the comics, you know, Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, which was, or no, it's just the Dark Knight, right? That's what it's called.
No, it's called Dark Knight Returns.
This started this whole damn Batman craze, right?
It gave him legitimacy in the eyes of people because everybody was just seeing him. The normal people were seeing Batman as a campy thing because of the TV show.
And I was a kid who was buying those when they were coming out.
Wait, you were a kid when Dark Knight Returns came out?
And it was before I went to art school.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember I was at the Joe Kubert school.
Oh, yeah.
And in 88, and I got the script of the Batman movie. And I was like, whoa. So I knew it was based on the Dark Knight. Here's what I really wanted. I was hoping for Adam West to play Batman again, but a darker Batman. And because in the Dark Knight, if you read the Dark Knight comic, he's old. He's been gone out of the scene for a while, and Gotham is just a shithole. Yeah. And he comes back, and he's just not taking shit. And the fact that he wears cloth and not a fucking Iron Man suit like he wears in all these goddamn fucking new movies. He wears cloth. It's more of like a fuck you. I'll run around in my underwear and fight your ass and kill you. That's the gritty thing I liked about the Dark Knight. And Frank Miller even said something about his yellow bat signal on his chest is more of a target to keep. If you're going to shoot him, they're going to shoot at that instead of his face. It keeps the bullets away from his face. There's so many times in those comics, The Dark Knight, where his clothes are ripped and he's scarred and bloody and the blood is staining his gray suit. And it looks so amazing. You can't do that with this fucking Kevlar. It's so stupid. The closest you're going to get is to Warner Brothers animated thing that I think, who animated the Dark Knight? Was it Jay Oliva and Sam might have done that? Sam Luke. Those two guys. I think they did it.
I think so.
I think it might have been Jay.
Whose idea was it to have Batman have a relationship with Barbara Gordon?
Oh, that was in something else.
They added that.
That was in Killing Joke.
Oh, that was Killing Joke, right?
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's hope there in the animated shows, but I think that ship has sailed. Making a decent Batman movie, live action, in my eyes.
That's something that you got to give Ryan Reynolds credit for. Like, you look at the first three X-Men movies, right? They got to give them leather suits because Matrix was so popular, right? And then like, oh, well, they're not going to run around in the spandex or whatever. And it's like, okay, was Batman running around in spandex? No, he's running around in a molded body muscle suit. So Ryan Reynolds said, I want Deadpool to look, it'd be the most authentic comic book costume recreation and put his foot down and got that. And because of that, 2 movies later, however many years later, we get the most authentic Wolverine ever with the white eyes. Yeah. And we see how that can work. There were moments in the movie where I was like, ooh, that looks weird. It works on Deadpool because you can't see the rest of his face, but it kind of doesn't work in certain scenes. It doesn't work with Hugh Jackman.
You're not going to sell me on the white eyes. That could be done. The white eyes could be done. It could have been done in the 60s with Adam West. You could just put like white t-shirt material and he could see out of it. It's silly. And you're not getting any acting out of just two eyeballs. You're just not. Because if you're not seeing the brow move and all that, you can see a squint, but
you're crazy, man. Michael Keaton, you never noticed that his eyes were so expressive until they put on the Batman mask.
No, you can't see his brow. He looks stupid. I'll give you that. His eyes are expressive, but when he doesn't have the mask on, because he has those crazy brows that go like that. You don't see them when he's got his dumb fucking bastard kid. He's like got a neck brace. Can't move.
There's a great, like, there's like a half a second shot in The Flash where Ben Affleck's Batman is got like a bad guy in a headlock in the back seat of a van or whatever, and he looks at the driver, and the driver just jumps out of the car. And they CG his brows like to go down, and it's like a half a second, and you can barely see him, but it's like it's so subtle and quick, and it's just one of those like makes the whole movie work.
I do like how Deadpool can move his eyes like that, and Spider-Man, how they do that with
Jesus, that was so brilliant. See, that's a great translation from comic to screen. Totally. With what's the kid? Tom Holland's Spider-Man, where his eyes are expressive. That's it. To make Tony Stark design his suit and give him the focus.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's it. That's kind of what I wanted to rant about. And I know you love, well, let me ask you, do you like Moon Knight better than Batman, or you like Batman better than Moon Knight? Because I know you like them both.
I love Moon Knight better than almost anybody.
Really? Your own wife and children?
Oh, no.
Well, that's what you just said.
Anybody comic book created wise.
My
goodness.
Not what I heard, and the people of America and the world have heard.
All 200 of you. And that's if you've made it this far.
Make this go viral and ruin Jeff's life.